Hi everyone, so I'm back to go into further detail on corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, same side interior angles, and alternate exterior angles. So remember these relationships, the relationships that are they're congruent or they're supplementary occur when there's parallel lines. So in this diagram you can see that I have parallel lines right here. Now it's slightly different than the last example we went through because P and Q are not parallel. They're not marked parallel. That changes things slightly, ever so slightly, right? All right, so if the measure of angle 9 is 80 degrees and the measure of angle 5 is 68 degrees, let's see what we can come up with from here. So if W and V are the parallel lines, I'm going to highlight them so you can see. I'm going to put a transversal. Then the relationships that I know about congruency are going to relate to line P. Only line P. Okay, so that would tell me that angle 11 is 80 degrees. Angle 1 is 80 degrees because they're corresponding angles. And therefore, angle 3 is 80 degrees. All right, and then we can see the linear pairs from there would give me 100 degrees, 100 degrees, 100 degrees, and 100 degrees. All right, so now with that 68, there's not as much for me to do. Okay. However, angle 7 is 68, and then 6 and 8 would be linear pairs from there. Okay. So that would be, what is that, 112? Yeah, 112. So angle 6 would be 112. All right, now if you look carefully, these lines are still parallel. The blue lines are still parallel. And now this is a transversal. So that tells me that 5 and 13 are corresponding angles. So 13 would be 68, 112 and 14 would be corresponding, and then 68 and 112 as well. All right, so we can fill in the blanks. Angle 12 would be 100. Angle 1 would be 80. Angle 4 would be 100, again, degrees. Angle 3 would be 80 degrees. Angle 7 would be 68 degrees. And angle 16 would be 112 degrees. All right, so hopefully you're getting the hang of this whole system. All right, a little harder is when I throw in angle measures with algebra, okay? All right, so I see I've got two sets of parallel lines here and here. And, oh, sorry, that's one hash mark. See why those arrows at the end shouldn't be there? All right, angle 1 is 3x plus 15. Angle 2 is 4x minus 5. So immediately I can see that these are corresponding angles. They're in the same location relative to the transversal. So I'm not even going to worry about 3 right now because 3x plus 15 has to equal 4x minus 5. All right, so I'm going to add 5, and I'm going to subtract 3x. And so I'm going to get 20 equals x. So I've got my x value. Now I got to look to y. So y is angle 3. And I know that these two angles are also congruent. So what would be helpful at this point is if I knew what angle 2 was. Well, I do, don't I? If I plug the 20 that I just got in for x, I get 80 minus 5, which is 75 degrees. So that tells me now that 5y has to equal 75. So then y equals, let's see, 15. Voila. All right, let's see what else we can figure out here. Oh, look at this figure. Oh my God, my favorite. Okay. Trapezoid. The trapezoid. Okay, what's interesting about a trapezoid is a four-sided figure that has one set of opposite sides parallel. So you can see those parallel lines. So why is this different? Well, the other ones were like these, they weren't really like enclosed figures, but now I have an enclosed figure and those parallel lines are going to actually be all over the place. So I got to really look for them. All right, so now remember when parallel lines are cut by a transversal, so let's pretend this is the transversal and these are the parallel lines. 90 and 3y plus 18 are actually same side interior angles. Same side interior angles. And guess what? Same side interior angles, they're supplementary. Same side, sup. So same side interior angles are supplementary. So that means that 3y plus 18 plus 90 has to equal 180. All right, so how do we solve that? Well, to be honest with you, I think I would not combine the like terms. I'd probably get the 90 to the other side first because I know that value, 180 minus 90, is 90. But if you don't, no big deal. It'll still work. But I saw that, so I just wanted to think about it. So I'm going to subtract 18 from both sides, giving me 3y equals, I think that's 72. Don't quote me on that. And then I'm going to divide by 3. And so y equals 24. Oops. All right. Now I'm going to go to the other side and I see the x. Well, it looks like these are also same side interior angles. They're on the same side of the transversal and they're on the interior of the parallel lines. So that tells me that 15x plus 10x has to equal 180 degrees. All right, so 15x plus 30 has to equal 180. All right, so that gives me 25x plus 30 equals 180. And so 25x equals, what is that, 150? Yeah. And then if I divide by 25, that's going to give me x to be 6. All right, your turn. You try. Now remember, we're looking for alternate interior angles, which are formed with a z, same side interior angles, corresponding angles, and alternate exterior angles. Okay, so try it, pause, and come back. All right, you've tried it, you're back. Hopefully you've given it your best. So there's a couple things I notice. I notice that these 3 angles form a linear pair. I don't want to forget about all those things that we learned already, right? I want to look for those linear pairs. So I know that 3x plus 90 has to equal 180, and I think that's going to actually be helpful for me. All right, so 3x then would equal 90 if I subtract 90 to both sides. And so x would be 30. So if x is 30, then this right here is 30, and this is 60. Well, then I actually see a z. Hard to see, but kinda, right? So that tells me that 2y, Okay, so that tells me that 2y equals 30, and so y equals 15. All right, and then I have z to work with. So I know this is 30 degrees. So I have a couple of options. I know that 30 plus z equals 180, and I know that x and z are supplementary. They're same side interior angles, so they're supplementary. So I know that z plus 30 has to equal 180. So z would be 150 degrees. All right, guys, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this guided practice was helpful using all those special angles formed by parallel lines. Have a great day.